Right. The camera's rolling, but the show isn't. All right, all right. Our first movie is called Fast Food. Americans love fast food. McDonald's, Wendy's, Arby's, Roy Rogers roast beef. When you taste Roy Rogers roast beef, you'll know what he did with Trigger. And our second movie is Assault of the Killer Bimbos. Here's a fact you may not know. B-I-M-B-O stands for Be in My Bedroom Often. And here's a clip from the movie.
You're a bimbo, didn't you? Didn't I tell you never to use that word around me? Don't you know that's the most you damn degrading thing you can call a woman? I mean, who the hell do you think you are, you stupid?
Party time.
Here's another clip.
He said, a good-looking babe like me doesn't need to wear any makeup.
And another. That's enough. Don't want to spoil you. Now, as promised, Fast Food, based on Victor Hugo's novel, Les Fatburger Miserables. Welcome back to the Up All Night Cafe, where tonight's special is asparagus pie. Rhonda's favorite. Anyway, tonight I was going to cover the early days of soap. Soap of the colonies, soaps of the Civil War, soaps of the early West, the great soap rush, soap of the cowboys, soap rustlers, hanging a scummy soap rustler, soaps of the roaring 20s, Prohibition, making bathtub soap, bootleg soap, the big soap crash of 1929. Does anyone know what soap is made of? Can anyone explain why our country doesn't have a museum of soap? I've been through every Smithsonian museum and didn't see one bar of soap on display. But walk into the Smithsonian washroom, and what do you see? Soap, bar soap, powdered soap, liquid soap. Even in the Bible, the word soap never appears. In the Boy Scout manual, not once is soap mentioned. Even Alistair Cook has no idea where soap came from. And what does he wash his hair with? His shirt, his summer suit, his skin, his ears, behind his ears? The ignorance of soap has got to stop. Next time, I'll trace the evolution of man through broccoli. And if you care about soap and you want a soap museum in this country, write to us. Here's our address. This is Rhonda, and you're watching USA Up All Night on Friday. But I suggest that you also watch USA Up All Night every Saturday, same time, same place. Oh, hi there. This is Rhonda at the Up All Night Cafe. This is Rhonda's booth. You know what? The hardest part of living in Hollywood is introducing stars to each other. For example, there's a comedian named Kelly Monteith. There's also an actor named Randolph Mantooth. Mr. Mantooth, this is Mr. Mantooth. Mr. Mantooth, Mr. Mantooth. Mr. Monteith, Mr. Mantooth. Monteith, Mantooth, Mantooth, Monteith. Now, last week I was at a party with Sandra D., Kenny G., and Bobby V. Mr. V, this is Kenny G. and Sandra D. Kenny G, this is Sandra D. and Bobby V. Bobby V, Sandra D., Kenny G. Miss D, Mr. V, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. V, Miss D, Miss V, Miss D, Miss VD. See what I mean? Welcome back. You're with Rhonda in the Up All Night Lounge. I'd like to introduce Michael Thompson on guitar and my musical director, Stephen Ray. You know, when I see a motion picture like Fast Food, it triggers so many beautiful memories of all the food that I've tasted. I remember the warmth of Mom's homemade succotash as the lima beans squished against my teeth. And Mom, thanks for the okra and the butter beans and the Hubbard squash. What a great life I've had. Here's that ever-popular evergreen, the theme from Fast Food. Stephen, let's do it as a calypso, shall we? Okay. When you travel near or far, don't you go to a local bar. Use the drive-thru, stay in your car. The best thing to do is order sport tartare. I love that song. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right now, we're going back to the film. Stay with us on USA Up All Night. It's Rhonda here at the Up All Night Cafe. And here is my stage manager, Richard Head, who's a little sad today, aren't you, Richard? Well, that's appropriate because it's now time for the sad news. I guess that you've all heard that parallel lines never meet. Is that not sad? Parallel lines never even get introduced. They never buy each other a drink. Is that sad or what? And parallel lines, they're so perfect for each other. They have the same shape, the same size, the same basic ideals, the same beliefs. They don't even cheat on each other. Okay, I see that you're taking this hard, Richard, so go cry somewhere. Just go away. Thank you. Now, the morality of parallel lines should stand as a shining example to every man, woman, and child who ever hopes to fall in love, faithful to the end. It's Rhonda here, just hanging out with you in the Up All Night Cafe. Oh, thank you, Richard. Hello? Are you sure? Well, what is your source, Professor? The Columbia School of Mathematics. Thank you very much for calling, Professor. Thanks, Richard. I don't believe this. That was Dr. Moorhead, a mathematics professor. He claims that if parallel lines are extended and lengthened and continued, that parallel lines do meet somewhere in space. There's a moral to this, Richard. And the moral is that parallel lines are very similar to people. If we remain true and steadfast and patient, we will get together with the one that we love. Or is it, don't get involved until you're ready? Or is it, there's a lot of parallel lines hitting on each other in outer space? That's where the action is, huh? Somewhere between Mars and Jupiter. Parallel lines finally lose all control. They must feel so cheap. Parallel lines can be such sluts. That's so sad. But then again, this is sad news. Hi, I'm Rhonda, and you're watching USA Up All Night. And what a boring toast. Here's a better toast. A toast. May the happiest days of your past be the saddest days of your future. I forgot who said that. It was either William Shakespeare or William Shatner. Hi, it's Rhonda here. And you know, I have to tell you the story that happened to Jim Varney. One night he was sleeping. He rolled over, his nose got stuck in his ear, and he blew his brains out. Ooh. This is Rhonda on USA Up All Night. Now, I have something to show you. This is a killer trombone. It's been said this rogue trombone attacked the entire Fort Worth Symphony Orchestra. Now, I'm showing you this trombone because we live in an age of unusual occurrences. From time to time, I want to tell you about the weird, occult, and unusual occurrences that happen in today's world. You may doubt the veracity of these happenings, but I believe that weird things are going on all the time. A man in Vermont claims he was viciously attacked by a stuffed dog. A farmer in Indiana claims he was bitten by a swarm of invisible bees. In Montana, there was a wolf that was raised by humans. I'll be right back. I hope. In a moment, we'll see a gentleman mixing dangerous chemicals.
It seems we've discovered a powerful aphrodisiac. Apparently, the substance affects a part of the brain that triggers complete sexual freedom. One whiff and you lose all your inhibitions.
But first, a chemistry lesson. Does anyone know what H2O is? Of course, it's water. What is H1O? Nobody knows. Rhonda knows. H1O is fat-free water. Thank you. Now, why do the cops always come in and break up a romantic interlude? I say this to every policeman who ever wore a badge. Get your own girl.
That's a wrap.
Do we all know what "that's a wrap" means? It means we're done. Our director on this show also has some wonderful, charming showbiz expressions. Things like, tell him he's off the show. Where's my beer? What are you doing for dinner, sweetie? Oh, and the immortal Rhonda, you'll never work in this town again. Hi, it's Rhonda here, and you're watching USA Up All Night. And would you look at the schnoz on Jim Varney?
E.G., these kids are killing me. Business at 194 is down 86%. Now, I tried talking nice to that girl.
He actually went to a plastic surgeon to have his nose let out. Hi, this is USA Up All Night, and I'm Rhonda, your little bedtime buddy. You know, Wrangler Bob is about to get very upset about his profits. But then, Wrangler Bob is not that bright in business. Last week, he invested in a revolving door company and a toilet paper company. Guess what happened? He was wiped out before he could turn around. You're back watching Rhonda and USA Up All Night. You know, whenever a strange car is in your driveway, report it immediately. For example, last night when I went to bed, there was a strange car in the driveway and a handsome Iranian in the bedroom. Then I realized I was in the wrong house. You're back watching USA Up All Night, and coming up, Wrangler Bob gets hounded by reporters. The reporters want the answer to an important question. When is this movie going to be over? Thus endeth fast food. Oh, a footnote. Fast food premiered at the Victory Drive-In Theater in Burbank. 2 of the stars attended the premiere, and after seeing the movie, the audience ran over them. Now, Assault of the Killer Bimbos. Here's a brief clip. Let me briefly trace the history of the bimbo. The bimbo is a direct descendant of the Amazon woman. While the Amazon woman remained in the Amazon, the bimbo tribe headed north through Central America, through Mexico, into Baja California, where they were picked up by drunken sailors and brought to this country. They are now known as Bimbo Americans and are entitled to all the good things our country has to offer. Bimbo Americans are not, repeat, not second-class citizens. And I would know. They have their own customs and language. Their customs include frontal nudity, lewd behavior, and every day at 4 p.m. they face Fredericks of Hollywood. And just as a group of lions is called a pride, a group of bimbos traveling together is called a jiggle. A jiggle of bimbos. A bimbo traveling alone is called a pickup. Armed with that knowledge, enjoy Assault of the Killer Bimbos. We're back in the Up All Night Lounge. You know, a beautiful song came out of this movie. Actually, it was cut out. It was called Assault of the Killer Bimbo. I'd like to do it for you now. Stephen? Assault of the Killer Bimbo. That slut with her legs akimbo. Thank you. We'll be back with more of USA Up All Night. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Stephen. It's Rhonda here, your little bedtime buddy on USA Up All Night, and you're about to view the most violent scene in Assault of the Killer Bimbos. The technical director of this film was actually with the mafia, and he can currently be seen at the bottom of the Hudson River. Let's face it, these 2 bimbos are going to get caught and end up in a halfway house. That's for girls who won't go all the way, in case you didn't know. You're watching USA Up All Night, and I'm Rhonda. Now, the girls are about ready to pull over and change their clothes. Watch.
Let's go!
Bimbos always change their clothes every 2 months or 2,000 miles, whichever comes first. Well, our 3 girls are about to get into deep trouble. They just finished a Mexican dinner, and the next restroom is 50 miles away. Ooh. I'm Rhonda, your little bedtime buddy on USA Up All Night, and this next scene is so embarrassing. 3 surfers passing an evil weed to each other.
Man, those legs are kind of sweet for being...
After the movie, these guys all quit smoking, but they found out that their teeth were brown anyway. You're watching USA Up All Night. You know, Rhonda loves to put the pedal to the metal. Unfortunately, I drive an 8-year-old car. I have a light on the dashboard that comes on and says, add parts. You're watching USA Up All Night, and I'm Rhonda. Hey, notice how every scene has cars in it? I think the producer was Mr. Goodwrench. You're watching USA Up All Night, and how could those girls give their car away? Not only are they dumb, they're really not that attractive. They should use the cattle crossing. Guess what? More trouble ahead for our bimbos. The cops are on their trail.
Oh, that's just Arnie. Howdy do, Officer Arbery. Your usual jelly donut.
2 under arrest. Put your hands up nice and easy.
Trust me, Darlene.
Oh no, a bimbo with a gun.
Ooh, I remember the last time I got arrested. I told the officer flat out, if I was speeding, so were you. It's Rhonda here on USA Up All Night. Did you ever stay in a Tijuana motel? The rooms are so small, the rug is a postage stamp. My room was so tiny, I put the key in the door and broke the window. The girls are about to meet a Hispanic gigolo. Hey, let's check this guy out.
To the sexiest broad in the world. I think this is going to be the beginning of something big.
Whoa. I once went with a Mexican gentleman who played water polo. Unfortunately, all of his horses drowned. Let that be a lesson. Never allow a male prostitute into your room. This happened to me once, well, maybe twice. I called him a rotten two-bit prostitute. He got so mad, he hit me over the head with a sack of quarters. Ooh, in a moment, our bimbos offer a man their bodies. But will he respect them in the morning? My philosophy is, if he's good-looking enough, give him till the afternoon. You're watching USA Up All Night, and I'm Rhonda. Now, these bimbos are definitely malfunctioning in the sexual arena. Remember, man has two appetites, one for food and one for love. I always try to distract him by offering a breaded veal chop first. You're watching USA Up All Night, and I'm Rhonda, your bedtime buddy. You know, in the next scene, our girls face death from the barrel of a .44. Unfortunately, all these girls have are a pair of .34s. I loved it, and I learned something. That bimbos are just like the rest of us. They wear their heart on their sleeve. That means they've had a very sloppy transplant.
Take your time. Take your time.